Yeah. How's Global Jam been going?
Jamming the globes, man. Timmy and I were jamming the globes. You know, it was a wonderful time.
Let's make one thing clear. Mm-hmm. This is our year.
You know what? One thing that was very funny to me.
Yeah.
Thinking about Coach Cal going to Drake's house and the recruiting job done by Coach Calipari. But the question, and I'm asking you guys as the kids. I know I speak to you guys as if I'm like way older than you guys, and I'm not. But
yeah, we are.
Is that the same level of recruiting as it once was, like Drake's house to college kids?
I think so because I'm on TikTok right now, and I just saw this great interview.
Can I just say that was exactly the response? Yeah, you know how I know? I was just saying I feel from so the old guy in asking this question, but I know that I'm not starting a sentence with "I was on TikTok." So
okay, you're gonna have to follow me through this.
On the right path here.
So I was watching TikTok, and about a couple of weeks ago, I started getting like clips of this interview between this like really attractive chick. But she's kind of like flatlining, and she's interviewing this like black comedian, and they're going back and forth, and there's almost like they don't like each other, and it's really, really funny. Anyway, smash cut to a couple of days ago, I'm on TikTok again, and this same girl who was doing the interview with the comedian has Drake in her bed, and they're like doing an interview back and forth, and I was like, oh wow, I thought the same thing you did. I was like, oh, okay, so this is how Drake is kind of like staying up to date with the young people by going on these like TikTok interview shows. He was on that really funny Barstool one with the guy with the long blonde hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I love who is like the best. He's the best interviewer in the game right now. That guy is on another level of interviewing people, like in such a crazy way. And he's got a crazy story too, where he was like a morale coach of whatever SEC university he was at. And Barstool saw him and they were like, this guy's hilarious. You can do whatever you want. Here's money. Just go and do whatever you want. And this is what he came up with. And it's awesome. Like
the Sunday conversations. Yeah.
Sunday conversations.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
Big shout outs to that. I know not everybody's the biggest fan of Barstool, and that's whatever, but that guy he's really funny.
Yeah, that guy's great.
And
Drake's house is crazy.
Yeah, Drake's house.
It's crazy. I went through there one time, and I think it was like just about to be finished build. Like it was almost.
Wait, like in IRL?
No. Sorry. Through Bridle Path.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on. No. Was I the only one here that was thrown off by that?
Like, yeah.
Codes.
I should have let that hang out there a little bit more.
Did you miss my invite? Like, what was going on?
Seriously, man, I would have flown back. I got some WestJet bucks I could use.
You guys think I'm way cooler than I am?
No, we don't.
His house is literally the size of like the condo building that I currently live in. Like it is. I can't even put into word. It's a complex. I'm like, what kind of cartel owning human being like has this place? It's crazy, that place. It's not.
Coach Cal is fairly rich himself, and he was like, "What is this? A hotel?"
It's also my favorite episode of Atlanta. Is when they go to Drake's party is incredible. It's not his house, obviously. It's just like the party that he's throwing in Atlanta. But that's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. The crazy story about that too. So there was a kid on Kentucky, and I'm trying to look up his name now. I'm trying to remember off the cuff, but he went to Donda Academy, right? For the 1 year that it existed. Right. And we all know how that went. Story for another day. But then to go from that to now you go to Kentucky and you're a top recruit at Kentucky now, and you're at Drake's house, and you're just rocking all this OVO gear. It's like these kids, like this is a whole different ball game than like LeBron. Okay, like we remember LeBron, right?
I remember the name. Sounds familiar.
No, I'm saying when he was in high school. Sorry, right? When LeBron was in high school, when LeBron was coming up, and like how crazy that was. I remember we were like, "Whoa, LeBron has a Hummer," and that was crazy. That was insane.
The Hummer was the huge thing. The fact that LBJ had a Hummer was massive.
But I'm trying to think of this kid that I don't even know his name, and I'm not saying that I'm the bar for what's good and what's not. I'm saying this kid now, the ability to be like, well, I played at Kanye school for the 1 year of his existence, which was such a sham from the get-go. People were talking about how
every day.
Yeah, they ate sushi and that was all the meals that you were allowed to eat. If you tried to Google Maps it, you couldn't actually find it because it just showed like a field on Google Maps for where this school actually was located.
This kid on Kentucky probably got mad features though. If he's going to Kanye school and like, hanging with Drake at Kentucky, he's going to be on the new, like, is he on that Lil Uzi Vert pink tank? Are we sure he's not on it?
But my point though more so is, okay, as a kid now, or Dillingham, that's his name, Robert Dillingham, that's his name,
great name,
who now goes to Kentucky. So my question though is, does that recruiting still work? Because Coach Cal was putting on a recruiting masterclass this past week in Toronto, and if it's not I'm at Drake's house, it's dapping up Shea and having Shea talk about how Coach Cal got him to where he's at now as one of the top scorers in the NBA. Coach Cal's out here talking about Canada's World Cup team, which, starting backcourt happens to be Kentucky grads, Shea and Jamal Murray. He's like, oh, and also Trey, you guys got another one of my guys. Now go win a medal. Go win a medal. I'm like, this guy is just a salesman. This guy is.
Yeah, big time.
But Kentucky struggled the last few years. Like, is this working? Is I guess more so my question, or does it matter because it's just on the gram for a week and everyone gets to say, "Hey, look, Coach Cal, Kentucky, they're at Drake's house."
I'll tell you what doesn't matter is how Kentucky does. What does matter is the second contract that Calipari gets for his guys in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what he's celebrating. He's not celebrating chips. He can go to Drake's house all he wants. He can do this, that, glad hand, whatever. But the proof is in the pudding. Guys who go to Kentucky get huge second contracts in the NBA. That's what we're talking about.
No, it totally makes sense. Last thing I'll say about the jams of globes, and I'll tiptoe around how I say this, but I mean, Kentucky minus 5.5 in the final versus Team Canada. Straight cash, Obi.
You're smashing?
Straight cash, Obi.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
I can't believe that was like, you could bet on this.
Toad was there.
Bet on Global Jam?
It's like, yeah.
I'm tiptoeing so hard about. I don't know what I can and can't say, but hold on. I'd be on here if it was the Raptors. I could come on here and talk about the Raptors gambling, right?
Yeah,
here's the thing. I remember I put into the gambling group. I have a group text of like, a couple of boys that. No, it's not even that it's degenerates. It's more so that like they might be throwing down amounts that I'm like, are you guys insane right now?
Yeah. Take a couple zeros off there. That's what I'm putting down.
Right. And like, hey, more power to you. It ain't tricking if you got it, all that fun stuff. Right. But I always like to sprinkle a little something in there if I got a little something. And so on Sunday, I'm like, hey, guys, there's this tournament going on. And Kentucky is representing USA. And they're favored against Team Canada by 5.5 points. I'm just letting you know it's worth a little sprinkle as they basically blew them up by 20 2 days before.
The executives at DraftKings are going, this is weird. This tournament being held in Toronto, Canada, called Global Jam, just had $100,000 put on this. This hasn't gotten any bets at all this last 2 weeks when this tournament was going on. Suddenly, there's $100,000 on this game.
I'll say this much. Okay, I didn't bet that much. So I'll say that off the front end. Okay. Like I didn't bet some like ridiculous amount. Okay.
Didn't Pete Rose say the same thing?
No. But follow me for a second. The amount that I did bet, it came back and it says at first when you hit bet, it said we can only guarantee 50% of your bet. We need to wait for the other 50% to be approved by someone at Bet36, whatever the company is.
Sweet
no
job.
Free promo.
That's
no
a
free
job.
promo, right? But I was like, whoa, I've never seen this thing before. But I guess because it's such a small tournament that like they have flyers up that anytime, there's a large bet, quote unquote, large bet placed, they got to wait and see and be like, hey, just wait a second. What's going on here? Do you know what I mean? But again, as I mentioned, I didn't bet that much that, red flags were going off, and they're like, we cannot take this bet right now. You must have inside information. It's like, no, I was sitting at home and I was sitting at work, but watching it on TV like everyone else. And like, I just watched the game before and saw them get blown up by 20 and then said, hold on. They went to Drake's house in between, played basketball Africa select team. And then now what's going to change between them playing against Canada again? Right? Like, what am I missing here? Something is way off. But anyways, I think really, Tones, this just tells me that I'm just thirsty for football to come back.
Oh,
And I know that I don't want to talk about you guys' fantasy teams. I don't want to talk about all that. What I do want to talk about, though, is a disrespect to the running back position. Because I don't get it. Like,
you don't?
It's
I just think that hold on. How can we be
free
okay
market,
with this, though?
right? It's capitalism.
It is, but at the same time, like, okay, the NFL, you can say that running backs, you keep bringing in different running backs and you can make it up and you don't have to give them that much money. And I understand all that. The part I don't get is how they just had labor negotiations like last year.
Yep.
And how they were unable to solve this problem that
Yep.
comes up every single year in the NFL. We were sitting here saying, Saquon is struggling to get what's Saquon's deal that's on the table right now? He's going to get
What is it?
No,
the franchise tag?
franchise tag. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
the tag I think
And
is
the
like 12
tag
or
is almost
13 mil.
nothing. Yeah, it's nothing.
I think his offer or something was 12 or 13 mil, which would have been like decent money for a running back these days. But the argument is like I think McCaffrey makes 16 per year, and I think he's at the highest end. I should look this up before I came on this podcast and started
I
talking.
think McCaffrey's higher than that. But I think the whole part of and then like you have Twitter plays its role into it where they, anyone can create their fake graphics. And so the graphic came out that the average kicker makes $2 million and the average running back makes 1 point whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's such fake news because obviously there's way more running backs than there are kickers, and there's like third string kickers and second string kickers and all that crazy stuff. But I still think at the end of the day, how is it that we're in this place with the NFL that you have running backs, dudes whose job it is to just like run into other dudes at full speed? Like that has to be one of the most violent positions there is. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to be an owner and I'm not going to give Saquon the bag. I understand with Zeke, how like we can look at the Cowboys and say anyone could have predicted that was a terrible deal to give to Zeke Elliott at that point of his career, right? Like we all knew that was going to be bad. So I understand there's certain points, but there's other points I feel like Saquon, we don't think Saquon deserves the money.
No, he does, but I don't want my team doing it. It's not like
Exactly.
Saquon's an oddly specific example right now because like he is the straw that stirs their offense, but
but they gave the money to
Jacobs, you're saying is a bad example.
It's like what is Josh Jacobs? He's a perfectly good player. He had one breakout awesome season, and now you want to make $15 million a season? Like, you're not the dude that's going to equivalent. Like, he had an amazing season. What did the Raiders win last year? Like 6 games? Yeah. Like, it doesn't ultimately matter.
Filipino running back of all time.
Josh
There's
Jacobs.
your boy. There's your
Josh
boy.
Jacobs, Filipino.
Josh Jacobs is Filipino?
This is
Correct.
Half?
I did
Filipino.
not know that. I did
Full
not
Greatest
know
of all
Filipino.
time.
Goat? No, come on.
Greatest
Go.
Filipino running back of all time. Is
Oh,
there
okay.
anyone-
Running back. Just like overall person from the Philippines is Josh Jacobs.
Who is
No, that's Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. I was gonna say.
other than
I
Manny
didn't even explore
Pacquiao,
it.
who's the top
Who
Filipino
y'all got?
athlete?
Let me get back to you. I'll come up with
Okay,
one
come
more.
on.
do
Top
some-
five.
It's a guy that plays.
Top five. That's top five today.
It's a guy that plays
That's-
like 9-ball pool or something.
Yeah.
Yo, Jordan Clarkson is feeling disrespected right now.
Is Jordan Clarkson Filipino?
This
We're gonna
episode's
find
gonna
out.
be like, is
Wow.
blank?
He is Filipino.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Timmy, get that top 5 ready for sure, no question. But
That
yeah,
is
like I don't know.
incredible.
So like
You're
run this-
absolutely right, Tones. Though,
It's
like,
just it doesn't make sense. Sorry, go ahead, Webbs.
no. You are absolutely right. I mean, yes, he does deserve more, but I don't want the Eagles to give him that money. I hope the Giants end up overpaying him and giving him a bunch of money. But that's just the way it is in the NFL, man. It's like you said, they didn't get this into the labor contract the last time the collective bargaining agreement was there. But guess what? That's a win for the owners of the NFL.
Yeah,
and
'cause they
again,
needed
like
more
I
wins.
thought
back
they
to
were
my
going
point
on
that
strike.
Roger Goodell is underpaid because he got the players to sign on to this without protections for running backs. It's another win for the owners.
outside of the running back thing. Like, first of all, like, I think we're all like, we should put this caveat out there. Like, I am team everybody get paid, get your bag, get your money in any sport, anywhere. And I know you guys feel the same way. So like, I don't want this coming across as if like, hey, tough, sucks to be you guys. But like, they kind of did it to themselves. You touched on it, Webby. Like the last CBA negotiations, I'm like, okay, like Richard Sherman's out here tweeting about like, hey, big change needs to happen and stuff. I'm like, these guys should fucking strike. We should lose like half of the season because all of their contracts, running back or not, should be guaranteed. This is the hardest sport to play in the world. What the fuck are we doing? Like your life, like somebody broke it down on Twitter. Isaiah Pacheco, okay?
Yep.
7th round pick. He was a rookie last year, okay? By the time his contract's up, they can just franchise tag him if they wanted to keep him around. Then he's like 28, 29 years old by the time he hits free agency. Yeah. He's fucked. Like that guy's career earnings will be like $7, $8, $9 million. Like he's making $1 million this year. That's it. That is horrendous.
It's so hypocritical. Well, it's so like dastardly because teams plan their whole roster strategy around this. Yeah. So, okay, here we can get the most out of Pacheco for the least amount of money. And then when he's going to come up, we don't want to pay him, so we'll let him hit the open market. But now he's already 28, so the market's going to be very low on a running back like that. And they do this with every position. How much have we read about rookie contract quarterbacks and about that's your window? Like teams craft their entire strategies around fucking the players over.
Yeah. It is pretty crazy. And the thing too, to me, is how are we still in 2023 and your best line of defense is I'm not coming to training camp? Like, really? Like nobody cares about that.
But it worked. Like that's how Zeke played this in hindsight now. Zeke played this incredibly well. I was thinking about this. Like, remember he held out after his 3rd year, which was weird because he was still he was a 1st round pick. So he had the 4th year plus the 5th year option because he was a 1st round pick. So technically he had 2 more years under contract, air quotes. Yeah. But he played it so well because he's going, hey guys, I'm in my super prime here. You guys are trying to win. I just spent 3 years busting my ass at Ohio State working for free. Like, I need my money now. Secure me now. And they did, right? Okay. Eckler's doing this too late. Saquon's doing this too late. And Saquon got hurt, so like I feel bad for him. But like, man, they all should be doing this after year 1, year 2. Like if Bijan Robinson has an epic season this year, fucking hold out as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Say, hey, Atlanta, I'm your guy. Prove it. Let's go.
Tony, I'll do you one better. Keep the same team, but go back a couple years. Emmitt Smith did this as well in his prime and ended up sitting out the first couple of games of the season. And then Jerry Jones saw it on the field and said, pay this fucking guy.
Yep.
He's the best player in the league, and we need him to win the chip. They paid him, and what happened? Cowboys went on to win the chip that year.
Yep.
I think that was the last year. Was that the Switzer year? No, that was a Jimmy Johnson year. So that would have been, I think, the second Super Bowl they won against the Bills was that year that he sat out the first 3 games. Because that's right, Tone. It's the only leverage these players have, so they have to use it, and they have to be ready to say, fuck, man, you want to win, you got to pay me.
I think Saquon, because it's New York, so it has like the big spotlight on it.
For sure.
That's going to be a massive, massive deal to see how that plays out. But actually, as well, he had the big name coming out of college. He got hurt, but has like lived up to the hype so far, when he's played and been on the field. But after that, you got names like Josh Jacobs, as you mentioned, and then like Tony Pollard. Those guys are kind of just waiting and hoping that Saquon kind of opens the gate.
Sets the market, right?
Sets the bar, sets the market, moves it up for them. But that's a tough one, man. The NFL is a weird spot. And obviously there's tons of time to figure all that out.
One thing I'm very happy, going back to Tone's point, highest paid running back on the Philadelphia Eagles. $2 million.
Yeah,
Boston Scott.
it's the way to do it, man. Just
He's
keep
the
trimming
highest
these
paid
guys,
running
man.
back on our team.
We got tons of time to like argue about this, but Webby, I'm gonna say this, man. One of the Super Bowl teams always struggle the next year.
I'm not putting us in the Super Bowl because of that fact right there.
No.
However, after watching this Netflix show, Quarterback, I don't know if you guys have been watching it.
Haven't watched it yet.
It's kind of feeding into my like, I need football to come back. Patrick Mahomes is a corny motherfucker, man.
Oh, geez, here we go.
Out. We gotta get this guy out, bro. Dude, I respect Patrick Mahomes. I think he's a great quarterback. Probably, we could put him up there. It's still early. Best quarterback of all time in terms of skills. He's unbelievable. He's winning Super Bowls. You watch this show, Tones, and you can't tell me that this is a guy that you want to hang out with.
I think you just don't like vocal leaders.
Are you kidding me?
This is what I'm learning.
My favorite,
like if Steph Curry hits a three, like you build these guys up and then
Steph
bring them
Curry's
back.
a
Like
different
Steph
story.
Curry drains a three in year 3 of his career before he's done anything, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, this guy's awesome." And then like the cameras get put on him after he becomes a star. He does the same thing. You're like, what a corny piece of shit. Like,
yeah,
so
because
what? Mahomes does that. Who cares?
Because you find out
quarterbacks all do this. Tom Brady did this. Come on, boys, let's go. No. Cameras, we know, but like, come on.
You got to watch the show. Tones, you got to watch the show.
Okay. All right.
I'm not talking about the rah-rah leadership shit. That's what quarterbacks have to do. I'm talking about the real life, day-to-day, in my home with my wife and kids, Patrick Mahomes. Get this cornball out of here.
Okay.
Get this cornball out of here.
You didn't make a Netflix doc, though.
He made Kirk Cousins. Patrick Mahomes is so bad in the show. He makes Kirk Cousins seem cool.
Damn.
What were you expecting, though?
Kirk Cousins had the bling one point, right? He had that picture.
Yeah, you like that. He comes across as likable. Patrick Mahomes does not come. Watch his show. Now, I've probably already put the bias on you that you're going to watch this and be like, I'm going to prove Webby wrong.
No,
but
I mean, I've seen plenty of behind the scenes Mahomes stuff over the years.
It's not. I'm not talking about locker room stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him hanging out with his friends and family. Because that's what this Netflix doc gives you. It's way more about like them hanging out as real people than it is about the on-field stuff. Literally,
of course they're not going to be. Of course, they're not going to be real people. This is just a PR thing for that. Like his agents, like, here's your media training. Hey, man, show them your shoe closet. Do the whole thing. Like, you're going to play with your kids, and you know, we got to make people like your wife again, and all that type of stuff. I don't know. Like, it's going to be ready. Like it's fake. It's not real life. Like that's not how these guys act.
Do you know how I know it's fake?
Will you watch this? Will you?
I will.
I've only gotten through one episode just because, like, afterwards I was like, Patrick Mahomes left a really bad taste in my mouth after this show.
Well,
I love Mahomes. Like, I think he's a baller out there, and I do like his leadership styles, and I do like that he gets he gets fired up and shit. Like that's all that stuff I like. But then you watch this cornball at home, and I'm like, how does he make that transition?
I thought we already knew that, though. Like, I never thought Mahomes was like a cool dude.
That he had the brother.
And I'm going to say this politely, but like between his brother and his girl, like I wasn't getting like cool vibes off of either of them, if I'm going to be polite about how I phrase that. But is there an appearance from his brother in this doc? I'm guessing no.
Not in episode 1. A lot of the wife.
We may never see him ever again. Jackson's gone. Like,
he got vanished beyond the wall.
Man,
what was the shit called?
He took the black. He took the black.
No, what was the shit called? Game of Thrones when they send you behind the wall.
To the wall.
You're on the wall.
Yeah.
Night's Watch. He's a member of the Night's Watch.
They said
taking his watch
to the Night Watch
with Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr is up there too.
Roseanne, where did that come from?
Did you not hear what she said?
No, I don't. No, I'm not checking up on Roseanne.
Oh, no. She was down here, and then she said something the other week, and now she's at the wall. She's at the Night's Watch. She's done.
Roseanne Barr references, and I just went to you as a young person. What happened?
You talk to Roseanne, buddy. We what did Meek say? There's layers to this shit, brother.
There's levels to this. Yo, levels to where we need to be sending Alec Manoa. We might be sending him back to the wall at some point too. No, that's too far. But my guy did not look good. Like he had
No
one
strike.
start. I mean, it's tough because that's a murderer's row of a lineup against the Padres for sure. So
This ain't
it's
the
tough
Tigers.
to not. You don't want to overreach. I mean, he went from the Tigers to the
To
Padres
future
lineup.
Philadelphia Philly Juan Soto.
Yo, dude, stop this, man. Are you worried about Alek Manoah?
For this year, yeah. For the future, no. This year, yes, because they're trying to win. If they weren't trying to win, it wouldn't matter. Let him work his shit out, whatever. But like, I don't know. Do we have to reset the goalposts here? Like, do we have to like is he going to return to Cy Young level greatness this year? Do we need him to? Maybe not.
Yes. If you want to win.
If you want to win, sure, it's great. Yeah. I mean, it just depends, right? If they don't, then it's like, okay, well, then a trade's got to be made.
Like,
Which,
if
like,
you're in the
doesn't-
playoffs,
he's not
you
going to
can't
sink
start
your
him.
season, is what I'm trying to say.
You can't start him in the playoffs.
No,
You might have to.
might have to, but no.
Oof.
You might have to.
What about the Stroman rumors? I don't. Is that
How-
even a real thing,
how
or
much
is that
do you
just
think
something
he
that
has
someone
left?
threw out there because they knew it would fly on Twitter?
Yeah.
Fuck. That would suck.
This is my question though. Back, would you move Manoah to the pen?
No.
For a playoff series, yeah.
Like what? Like what's the difference
right
between
now.
him and what's the difference between him and Nate Pearson at this point?
Well, what?
Shame.
Nate
Listen,
Pearson's like a 1-inning guy. Like Manoah could be like, here's 3 or
Couldn't-
4 innings, and it's
But
you
why
and
couldn't
Barrios
you-
for a start.
Couldn't you turn him into a 1 inning or 2 inning guy?
I mean,
No, it's
sure,
still
you can,
I think it's,
but
still
it's too early for that. Yeah, it's way
Because
too
every
early for that.
time this guy steps out on the mound now for the rest of the year, we're gonna have to have one of these post-start breakdowns.
No,
That's
no.
just where we're at with this team because the reactions now have gotten so big. He has a great start the last time. Hey, he's back. All right, here we go. This guy could be 4th, 5th starter. Let's go. And then he goes out and he gets shellacked, and now it's like, well, do we send him back down? What do we do? It just seems that every start this guy is going to have, we're going to wildly swing on the pendulum one way or another.
I don't
Well,
think
that's just-
people
that's just
overreacted to Detroit.
Yeah,
though.
it's just
I don't think
work,
people
right?
overreacted
Yeah,
to
you're
Detroit.
right.
I think there
You're
was
right.
very much a like, it was Detroit. You know what I mean? Like cool, positive signs, but it was Detroit.
Yeah.
This was a real, maybe you go back the other way on this and say, well, it's the Padres lineup and you wait and see who he's up against next time. But I mean, down the stretch, if you're talking about a playoff run here for the Jays, you need Alek Manoah to, be one of your guys, one of your horses in your starting rotation. And he has been not even close to that the whole season. That's pretty disappointing. And I mean, your man's Pete Walker getting tossed too. Like, yo, Pete, how about you stay in the game and focus on how you can help Manoah through a start instead of getting tossed? Like, I don't understand that at all. Pete Walker, why do we know so much about Pete Walker? Like, I know that
Such a
he's
good
good
question.
at what he does.
Such a good question.
He's good at what he does, but I feel like it's almost like remember the Suge Knight, if you want to come to death row where all the
Be all in the
executives are
video.
all up in the video. I feel like Pete Walker's all up in the video all the time.
hot
Like,
tub.
right? Like my guy's a pitching coach. What other pitching coach around the league do you constantly see getting tossed from games, arguing with the umpires, arguing with players on the field? Wasn't he arguing with like the third base coach earlier on this season too? I forget what game that was. Like, I'm not making that up, right? There was like a third base coach.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was when they were stealing this. They thought the Yankees were stealing the signs, right? And
right.
he was yelling at them back and forth to like get back in the coaching box and all that. It's like, yo, bro, chill out, man. How about you focus on making Alek Manoah not be a bum this year and
Rather
not
than be a
get tossed?
bouncer.
Yeah, like obviously, I didn't see the post game from last night to know if it came out what he said or what he didn't say to get tossed. But clearly, my guy, the umpire, isn't just tossing you for no reason, bro. Like you knew what you were doing to get tossed there, right? And it's like, is that needed from your pitching coach?
I don't know. I mean, it depends. I think probably if the relationship between him and the pitcher is like a strong one, then it's like, hey, man, look, we got your back kind of thing. So I'm okay with it. At the end of the day, like, does that affect the result of the game any way? No. So fucking get tossed. Who cares? Like, I'd rather
Hold
that
on.
than the manager.
If in theory, he's a pitching coach, Alek Manoah is struggling. Is it beneficial to the team to have your pitching coach tossed and not involved and not trying to help your your young buck pitcher who's been struggling this season, who's trying to work through things, and now he can't even make it out of the third inning. Not that it matters anyways, because the pitching coach who's there to help him pitch is tossed from the game.
But I don't know how much the pitching coach is actually doing during the game. Like, this is a question for somebody that actually knows what the fuck goes on. Like, I don't know if the signs are coming in from Pete or if they're coming in, like, where they're actually, it's just pitcher and catcher, like how exactly that stuff works specifically with Manoah. What's Pete actually doing during the game? Like, probably not much, right? Like,
so this is further to my point. If you're not doing anything anyways,
whatever.
But this is further to my point. If you're not doing anything anyways, why are you all up in the video? Sit down and chill, bro.
Correct.
Right? If you don't have much to do anyways.
I think that was more the ump just trying to be all up in the video more than it was Pete, right? Because, like, the breakdown of that's crazy. Like, Pete goes out there and he's just like, yo, man, I don't like the cut of your jib. I'm about to toss you no matter what you do because we're all here to see the umps, everybody. Drives me fucking crazy. That pissed me off way more than Pete Walker being, like, in there. Like, how... Like, this is why this sport is the worst, okay? Because it's just insane to me that, like, you could just, like, throw a temper tantrum and just, hey, grown adults are throwing grown adults out of a game just because they, like, didn't barely sort of looked at them in the wrong direction. It's fucking madness. I can't believe how stupid this is.
For the record, I am not defending the umpire throwing out Pete Walker. I'm just saying, Pete Walker, why are you out here talking smack to doing anything to get tossed, period? That's more my beef. The ump, we all understand the ump show. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good question. Who's more like Diddy? Is it the ump or is it Pete Walker?
Pete Walker.
I think it's Pete Walker.
It's Pete Walker. It's more like Diddy in this.
I see
because he's a member of the team. You understand? He's a member of the team. The umpire is the outsider. Of course he's trying to get in the video. He's the outsider. The guy on the inside who really needs to take a chill is Pete. Like, let's maybe hit those sugar-free Red Bulls, Pete.
Can we name the pitching coach on other teams?
No.
Like, I feel like I remembered, like, Mel Stoudemire from back in the day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
who was a Maddox? There was a Maddox on the Rangers, wasn't there? Yeah. I think.
I don't know. Like, I don't know any other pitching coaches.
It's so true. And that's like this market, right? Like, we overhype everything here. Like, oh, Pete Walker is like the pitching whisperer. And for all intent, like, Pete Walker could be a brilliant pitching coach, but, like, don't other teams have good pitchers? Like, I don't understand. Don't other teams develop good prospects and, like, have reclamation projects? Like, you mentioned Stroman. Stroman's been, like, wildly mediocre for the last, like, couple years in Chicago. And this year he has, like, a 2-point-something ERA. Who's the pitching coach in the Cubs? He's probably pretty good. Like, we don't know his name. I don't know. It's crazy, man.
Caleb Cotham.
You made that up.
Yeah,
Philadelphia Phillies pitching coach.
Let's do it. We should make up another game. We should make up another game. Pitching coach or fake name?
Oh,
real MLB pitching coach or fake name.
Yeah.
Let's do that at the end of the pod. Timmy, can we do that? Can we do that, Timmy? Along with your top 5. Do you have your top five Filipino athletes?
I'm dying for the Filipino.
I know. This is why I'm sticking around.
Sorry, I want to pull up Suge Knight's speech for the end of the segment, but I do have my top 5 Filipinos of all time.
Okay.
Yes.
We have them.
Well,
Number
my
5.
guy Efren Reyes, the greatest pool player of all time.
You called it,
bro. I'm a pool savant. Don't worry about it.
Number 5. He's number 5.
Number 1.
What?
And then Manny Pacquiao transcended, like, boxing and everything. Sure.
So Pacquiao's not even number 1?
No. Yeah.
Reyes, bro. The great one.
No.
I'm telling you, this guy is a goat.
Ruth, he's the goat pool player.
You guys want 9-ball talk on this spot? I'm your fucking man.
Hold on. So what's the list? Give me the list. Give me the full list. Top 5.
Hold on. On that. Okay. You're watching 9-ball. Did you see what was on ESPN last night?
No.
They had an Excel spreadsheet competition.
No.
Oh, they had this last year. Somebody brought
they had 2 guys facing up on Excel.
What?
It's July 19th, folks.
That can't be a real thing.
Nothing on.
No, literally the person was like, it was on after dodgeball. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen,
God.
I don't mean to be. I'm a friend of the Filipino community. Please, We've got Pool Guy and we've got Pacquiao.
There's nothing going on in sports, so we have to talk about the top 5 Filipino athletes of all time.
Listen, we'll do that. We can do that December 31st, man. We'll put fucking Filipino athletes on blast.
Jordan Clarkson comes in at number 3.
Wow.
I had no idea it was Filipino.
6th man of the year.
Love that.
Yeah.
And then we got a tie. We got a tie for like 3rd, 4th, 5th. Jason Robertson, Matt Dumba, Nick Robertson.
Matt Dumba.
Yeah. The Robertsons, right? That's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
I feel like
I would say you'd maybe put Jason Robertson above Nick Robertson. I do like how you mix them in. Go Leafs. I like that. But one is a little bit better.
Well, this is a Leaf podcast now, apparently, according to TikTok. So
yeah, absolutely. Is that what they're saying?
There.
Did we sign Willie yet or no?
Never will.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Do we have
did you guys Google Tim Stützle yet?
Nope. I
Jesus Christ.
Why?
Unbelievable.
What did I call him? Stützle?
Stetzel.
Unbelievable. Put some
Schnitzel.
respect on the German.
I keep searching for it, but I keep getting Schnitzel.
I came ready today. If it came up, I came ready with facts.
Go ahead. Go.
No. Because you guys aren't ready. You guys aren't ready. You guys aren't mentally ready to hear this information.
He's got hockey facts. So we could just let him go. He's got hockey facts. You know what I didn't come with today?
Facts?
You know what I didn't come with today, Tones? Any facts. Nothing.
I got facts, but it's going back to the Blue Jays though.
Yeah.
I'm calling this a sham. But this Blue Jays loony dog thing, these numbers that keep coming out every week, and they're like breaking records. They smashed the record for loony dogs last night.
For
75,173. Second hot. Like that's come on, man. Whose mans are really going to the Rogers Center and eating these boiled loony hot dogs?
So what was the attendance last night? Do we know? Was it must
attendance
have been like,
was 42,600.
So what?
Quite a few dogs per person.
1.76.
Yeah.
Hot dogs per fan.
It's not that crazy.
Hold on, but why do we think every fan is getting a hot dog?
Yeah, that's fair. That's true.
Well, true. Yeah, that's why.
Hold on.
True.
When was the last time you got a hot dog at a Jays game?
Like literally.
No,
never.
I never. I get the sausages outside from the street meat guy. That's the move.
Bingo. That is.
But I'm also saying, is this another top 5?
One
top 5
before?
hot things that I'm eating at a baseball game. A hot dog, especially like the dollar hot dog. This is more my point.
Yeah.
Okay. The dollar hot dog, if I'm going for a hot dog, I'm gonna spend the extra bucks because I'm at the game.
Yeah.
And if I already went past my guy outside that has a real street meat, as Webby pointed out, if I get into the building and I'm hungry and I decide I want a hot dog, I'm not getting the boiled $1 hot dog. That makes no sense to me.
I don't mind a boiled hot dog.
I'm calling this a sham. I don't think these numbers are legit. And it just happens to keep going up every single week.
You think they're juicing the dog numbers?
I think they're juicing the
Yeah, you would think that they would have plateaued. Like, why do they keep going up? Like, the attendance, I imagine, is pretty much static, is pretty much the same. Why is the hot dog increasing, the hot dog intake increasing as the year progresses? I don't know.
So
here's why I think it could actually.
Shai Davidi has a full-on chart.
Oh, he's got a chart.
He's got it charted every week about like
these baseball nerds.
Who does what and where?
Are you guys playing Immaculate Grid?
Yeah.
Crossover Grid is.
Oh, you're crossover.
Do I do Immaculate? Is Immaculate better?
Immaculate's the OG. It's the baseball one.
What's the crossover one? Is that the NBA one?
Crossover is like NBA, NHL, NFL,
and NFL. Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, the football
I haven't seen
one
the crossover one.
Hard.
Yeah, I tried. Man, I tried the football
really
one. It's
hard.
Fucking brutal. Holy shit!
I just got one the other day because, like, I find that when they give you the more hints than the teams, like AP offensive or defensive rookie of the year, Hall of Famer, like those, I'm banging out. Like, but when you're like, fuck, who played for the Dolphins and the Raiders?
Dude, I had one the other day that was like. He had 200 plus kick return yards and 200 plus receiving yards in a season. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
let's go to the NBA
Hester,
one.
End of list? I don't know.
Who was the guy on the Chiefs? Dante Hall? Was he?
I was going through my Rolodex of return guys.
LeBron James.
Hard.
I see.
All right, are we doing this?
Are we doing this?
We can
Let's do it.
Can we bang it out? It's tough, man. Ooh.
It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna start with NBA.
Okay, so Lakers.
The skill is to find like the less than 2%
hard ones.
Yeah, like that's the.
Oh, listen. At this point, I just need to complete it.
All right. Let's just complete it then. LeBron James.
LeBron James. You know who I was thinking about the other day was Reggie Evans.
Okay.
I was just thinking about him the other day. Like he didn't score any points, but he was a brick wall down there.
Okay, so Lakers Pelicans are going Anthony Davis. Lakers Heat. Okay. Lakers Pacers.
This is the worst podcast game we could be playing right now.
You just got to describe what's going on, right? So Lakers Pacers.
Danny Green didn't play for the Pacers.
Danny Green, I don't think so.
Did Rui come from Indiana?
No, Rui came from Washington.
Yeah.
Right.
Danny Granger?
Did Danny Granger play for the Lakers?
I don't know if I remember Danny Granger.
I don't either.
On the Lakers.
Roy Hibbert. Did Roy Hibbert play for the Lakers?
Oh, I think he did. I think you're right. Didn't he have like a cup of coffee there?
I think he might have. After
do I get it?
Right at the end?
Do we want to take that shot?
Do you
hold
have
on, give
other?
it a sec. Hold on.
I know this is great potting.
Lakers, Pacers. Lakers, Pacers.
Listen, we're all superstars until you put the test in front of us too, and we're like,
exactly.
Shit. Oh, I'm even looking ahead, like fucking.
So looking ahead, we're switching off. We're going to Golden State, Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Warriors.
I want
Heat.
Iguodala.
I want
Andre.
Iguodala. Nice.
Yeah.
He's fired.
Okay, Hawks and Heat.
Hawks.
Any Hawk I'm gonna struggle with here.
Dion Waiters? No.
I don't remember him on the.
I don't remember him on the Hawks.
On the Hawks.
No. I was gonna say Antoine Walker. But I don't think.
Joakim Noah? No.
No.
He didn't play. Oh, he's
Hawks. Atlanta.
No. Do we have a Hassan Whiteside on the Hawks?
I don't think so.
I think
the Hawks are such a weird ass team.
Yeah.
If this is Hibbert, we can keep playing. If not, I think it's jam done for this game.
If Hibbert.
Let's go!
Hibbert, okay.
That's what I'm talking about. That's like that.
Like Pelicans Hawks is like who?
Yeah, there's
Pelicans Hawks. That's
jank.
I can't even name 5.
Yeah, can I even name 5 Pelicans right now? Not named Zion. No, I'm joking.
Larry Nance?
Ooh, Larry Nance was on. I remember him on the Lakers. He would have been a good Lakers Pelicans one. That one would have been very low.
That would have been a good one, yeah. Or even what's his name? The guy who got traded for Davis.
Ingram.
Oh, Brandon Ingram. Yep. That Young Buck squad, yeah. I can't think of the Miami Heat because I'm thinking of like Josh Richardson, you know what I mean? Like who just bounced around to 8 different teams, but I don't remember him playing on the Hawks. So it's like, I got nothing, man.
I hate that it doesn't give you answers after.
I know.
Pacers and Hawks, Pacers and Warriors. Pacers and Warriors.
You got to go back. Mullins, Chris Mullins.
Oh, yeah.
I like getting the old guys.
Solid play there, Webby. Solid play.
And then Pelicans. Fucking hell.
Wait, I still don't know the answer to this. Is it just Pelicans or does it go back to Hornets as well?
Yeah, no, I don't think it does because I was answering. They had Hornets, and I thought the same thing. And it's like, is that Bobcats or Hornets? I think it's more the city that they're in. So I think New Orleans is the.
Well, we obviously don't know any Atlanta Hawks.
I feel like there was like
the thing is the Hawks. They go through. They for me, they just cycle through players.
Yeah, like
Like
who
Lou
knows?
Will has to be on one of these teams, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Lou Will
yeah.
definitely.
No, Lou Will has played on. No, man.
Was he on the Heat?
Lou Will was on like Lakers, Clippers.
I can kind of see him in a Pelicans jersey for some reason. Maybe,
The Pelicans.
It's just like the Pelicans are where people go to die.
Didn't the Pels get like one of the
I don't
older?
know.
Didn't the Pels get one of the older like Warriors bigs that they like? Was it either Bogut or like David Lee or something?
Oh, I got
like,
it.
Get
John
one of those
Solomon.
guys.
John Salmons. Yo, John
Oh,
Salmons
nice.
could be the answer for a lot of.
You're
What a
pulling out
pull.
John Salmons.
Who was the guy
Oh,
as
that's
well?
wrong.
Oh no!
Damn.
I thought, did he not play for the Hawks?
Okay, how about Mo Harkless?
Okay, what are Mo Harkless? We're off the rails here.
Oh, damn.
How could you
It's
be
over.
Mo Harkless?
Is that a T-shirt?
That should be.
It should be.
I
Definitely should
definitely said it on the highlight.
So we clearly don't know any Atlanta Hawks or
Yeah,
New Orleans
That's sad.
Pelicans.
We didn't even do
That's what
football.
we've learned.
Or sports in general.
Yeah, we're
That's
just
what we've learned.
dummies.
That's hilarious. I don't know what. Hold on. So we did the top 5.
Filipinos.
Yes. What was the other list we were working on?
Oh, the pitching coaches and fake people.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that one. Okay. We'll give some time and then come back to that one for sure. Definitely keep that one in the holster. What else is going on though, just in terms of, are we still watching the Sopranos?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh, I watched a big episode last night.
Ooh. Wait,
I
are you
don't know
ahead
if
of
it
Tones?
I'm like near the end of season 4. Are you
Okay. I'm mid here. I'll tell you right now. I think I'm like season 3 episode.
okay?
Hold on. Episode
You know who
7.
I love? Gloria Trillo.
Whoa.
Oh,
Who's
Is
that?
she the BMW girl?
yeah, the Mercedes dealer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tones hasn't got there yet. He's
Oh,
don't think
okay.
I'm
okay.
there
I'm
yet.
not going to say anything. I just
Yeah,
looked.
but that's
It's okay.
fine.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, big shit just happened in my world on Sopranos. I was like, holy shit.
What
Mom's
happened?
dead. Let's go.
Mom's
W
dead.
for everybody. Holy fuck. The
Terrible
worst.
person.
Jesus.
Terrible. Person.
I still think Janice
Jesus.
is the worst.
Oh, the
yeah.
worst.
Oh,
Oh,
but the
I
best.
cringe
But
when
the
she comes
best.
on the
So
screen.
funny. So funny.
I cringe when she comes on the screen every single
The other
time.
thing is like the it's Paulie and Sil.
Yeah.
If like they're scumbags, they're all bad people in this show. But if
Yeah.
anything happens to those guys, I'm gonna be sad. They're just like absolute caricatures. Like the guy with the face, like
Yeah.
yeah, I just
know who that is?
every time he comes on the screen, I chuckle. Like who is this? This man could only play one role.
He's like
In
Do
the
you know
world.
who
Lead
Sil? Do you
guitar
know
or
who
something.
Sil is in? Do you know who Sil is in real life?
No, who?
He's the guitar player for Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band, Little Stevie Van Sant.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Yes,
I don't want
love
to
that
Google it
Toads
because
is
I don't want
mind
any
blown right now.
spoilers. But
dude,
like,
he wears a
holy
lot of
shit.
bandanas.
damn,
A lot.
that's
yes.
crazy. Has he acted in anything else? This guy?
He was on a show, like one of the first Netflix shows of all time is a show called Lillehammer about a
Oh, yeah.
gangster who goes to Norway to like escape the mob, and he plays the main character.
Sounds
Oh,
real
I've
dumb.
never seen that.
You never
show.
saw that. You never saw
No. What else are
I,
people watching?
okay.
What else are you guys
I
watching?
finished season 1 of The Bear.
it. Okay, good. Yeah, season 2's out.
In-
Season 2 is out.
Incredible.
Yeah. Yes.
What a
Sean.
So
way to
let's
end.
break this down because we got some time before season 2 starts. But what made
I think
season
season
1?
2's out on Disney.
Okay.
If you have Disney Plus, it's out.
What made season 1? What locked you into season 1? Because I saw your man's. We mentioned Barstool earlier. Your man's Portnoy doing the zag on everyone else's zig, loving the Bear, and he comes out saying the Bear sucks. But we know why he's doing that. But why did you enjoy season 1?
I loved the pace. I loved the writing. I loved the jokes. The two main dude actors, unbelievable. Like they're so good. I don't
cousin and
Carmi. Like, man, Carmi is that dude is such. I didn't watch Shameless. This is the first time I've ever seen this guy in before. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, this guy should be winning awards. That like monologue in the end of in the finale of season 1, where like at the beginning, it's just him. Like, how good of an actor do you one shot on you, and you have this like 5-minute thing, like, and his facial expressions, everything. I was just locked into that, man. I was like, this is amazing. Like Succession level acting, in my opinion. Like he was phenomenal.
And what do you think about those shortened episode lengths? You know, where Succession, you get that full hour.
Money.
What do you like the shorter
Love it.
ins and your outs? Did you also notice the, I forget what the big fat guy's name is. Famous
Matty Madison.
Famous Toronto chef, Matty Madison.
Yeah, okay, he looked familiar, and then I saw after he's like this famous chef, and I'm like, fuck, I've seen this guy.
He's a great actor too.
Yeah,
it's like kind of really unreal.
Good.
Yeah, he's really good. I like the show too, especially on the heels of Succession, because I feel like people's love affair. This is one thing where I think the timing of when the bear enters our, you know, enters into our stratosphere TV watching plays a huge part, because Succession was incredible writing. Succession was great storytelling, great characters, great acting, but it was still pitched in this world that none of us are really familiar with. Do you know what I mean? Because it's so far-fetched, it's so lavish, it's so rich. There's so much
part of the draw. Part
of
the draw.
And like you hate them because it's like aspirational in a way. Like you think, well, if I had all that, I wouldn't be the piece of shit that these people are. So there's like this like weird push-pull thing with your enjoyment of Succession. The Bear, obviously it's more like real people, right? People living their real lives, even though Carmy was like, and that's a great dichotomy of it too, because Carmy was this like really big time chef and could be opening his own like rich ass restaurant, just making mad money. And instead he comes back and he's just trying to like fix up this mom and pop shop, this family restaurant. And watching that, I feel like pulls at the heartstrings more because it's a more realistic storyline in terms of things that we're able to relate to as like not being a multi-billionaire, right? But it's like just set with these people trying to find their way, live their lives. And in the comparison to Succession, there's no character on the Bear that you hate. Really?
You love them all.
Yeah, you're rooting.
You might not like
all.
them at some points, but you love them all. Whereas, in Succession, you hate them all, but you like some of the things that they do.
Exactly.
And to your point, I mean, just about going from that aspirational aspect of Succession and looking up, whereas with the Bear, I don't know about you guys, but like working in a restaurant is something that almost anybody can do. Like you don't have to have education to work in a restaurant. You don't have to have the college degree to work in a restaurant. And so like these are jobs that I've had when I was younger. I don't know if either of you guys worked in restaurants before, but like that is such a relatable thing. And then the family that's formed from those working conditions, you know?
Yeah. It's just great storytelling. The pacing of it, I like that it's just different. Right, like you feel like you're in the kitchen working with them, right? And like you're chaos. In the way. Yeah, you're in the way of the chaos and the smash cuts to the close-ups of them making the food. Like it's just really well put together. Then add in the storyline stuff. I think it's really dope. And once we start, whenever it's available, and we got to figure out how it's available. Do we want to go through episode by episode of the Bear while it's still?
I'm down.
Time?
I think we should do, Tony, as you watch it, and we can rewatch it too, Shelly.
Yeah, I'm into rewatch it for sure.
We should do episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I think, are the
There's
last.
10? Okay, cool.
I think there's 10, right? Or is there 9?
There was 8 season 1.
Oh, maybe. No, I think there's more in season 2, but I think you should do 3 and 3, and then the rest. Okay. Because 6... kind of.
You just want to end on 6. Okay.
Well, it's pretty. Yeah.
I
don't.
See, I didn't want to know that. Now I'm going to go into that episode with expectations, and it's like a thing, and whatever.
I'm sorry for even saying it.
Okay.
I won't say anything else.
Hags, where are you on the Bear? Have you watched it?
Hags has like 6 Greek guys in his apartment right now.
There's more construction going on in his house.
He's trying to find list of greatest Filipino athletes 5 to 15. That's what we're gonna come back with next week. The fucking pool guy.
I told you, man. Efren Reyes, legend.
Incredible. All right, I got to split, guys. All right, buddy.